Here's a simple 4-exercise sequence you can use to fix your Achilles pain without stretching. Why bother listening to me? Well, I'm a physio and I've actually helped a decent amount of people fix their injury and get back to the activity or sport they love doing. If you've got a dog, like I do, and suddenly you increase the amount you're walking your dog. So let's say on average, you take your dog for a half an hour walk every day. But then suddenly you start doing an hour walk every day or a 2-hour walk every day. Well, your dog's not going to be very happy. Likely they're going to have an increased risk of injury because the load that is going through their body in terms of muscles, tendons, everything is a lot more than the 30-minute walk. The point of this is tendons respond to load. Jumping, walking. What they don't respond to is stretching. The Achilles responds to load, and therefore we need to gradually build up muscles around that area to increase your load capacity so that you're stronger and more capable of handling higher loads. So the first exercise is a calf bridge. So you're going to lie on your back, gentle tuck of your pelvis, slight knee bend. You're going to have your heels about a credit card distance off the floor, and you're going to have your hips about ½ an inch off the floor as well. You're going to try and relax your feet as much as possible. In this position, your calf should be working really, really hard. And you're simply going to hold this position for 3 sets of a 30 to 45 second hold on a double leg to start with. Once this is easy, then you can go on to a single leg calf bridge. The next exercise is a pronation drill. All pronation is the inward roll of your foot so your arch is flat onto the floor. So you're going to set up in this staggered stance, and you're very gently going to encourage your knee forward by bending it. And all I want you to do is understand the change in foot pressure from your heel when your leg is straight to the middle of your foot when you bend your knee. I only want you to go as far as you can maintain that heel contact. So as soon as you start to lose the heel contact, you've gone too far. Also understand how the shape of your arch in your foot is changing. So as your leg is straight, you should have a decent arch in your foot. And then as you bend your knee, think about trying to close your arch and flatten it into the floor. Another way to think about this is your shin bone, the bone between your knee and your ankle, as a steering wheel. So as your leg is straight, you're turning the steering wheel out to the side. And then as you're bending your knee and you start to pronate your foot and close that arch, you're turning the steering wheel in. I want you to do 2 sets of 15 reps on each side. The next exercise is a floating heel hinge. So now we're going to practice learning to load some other muscles in the lower body, such as your glutes, while also getting the feet involved. So you're going to set up like this with a slight knee bend. Your hands are going to go onto your glutes so you can feel them stretching as you hinge. Your heels again are going to come a credit card distance off the floor, and you're going to send your hips back as you keep your weight forward. You're only going to go as low as you can while maintaining a neutral spine. In that bottom position, you should feel a really nice stretch on mainly your glutes and a little bit of hamstring. If you're feeling it loads in your hamstrings, you're likely too far back. Your weight is too far back and you haven't kept your weight forward. Hinging backwards, weight stays forward. To stand back up from the bottom position, you're simply going to squeeze your glutes nice and hard. The next exercise is primarily focusing on the feet again and getting everything moving with some little muscles around the Achilles. So you're going to set up like this, standing with your back to the wall. And you're very simply going to roll to the outside of your heel, lift up, and then roll onto the inside of your heel. So we're getting some muscles working on the inside and the outside of the foot. And you're going to go through 2 sets of 20 to 30 reps. Nice and slow and controlled. The final exercise is an isometric exercise. So isometric just means you're holding one position and you're not moving. So you're going to set up like this in a single leg calf raise position on a slight bit of elevation. Hold on something so your balance isn't the limiting factor. And you're simply going to hold this neutral position for 2 sets of 45 seconds on each side. And I want you to load this as heavy as you can with a weight like a kettlebell or a dumbbell in one of your hands. You can do this exercise routine daily or at least 3 to 4 times a week minimum, and it's really going to help reduce your Achilles pain, improve the function of your foot and Achilles, and just your general lower body performance. By the way, if you're interested in 33 secrets that probably no one has told you about fixing your injury, check out the top link down below.